Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again, and today we're gonna start our showcase of OP06 Katakuri. So obviously Katakuri is an OP04 leader, but this is the version of the list with the new cards for an OP06, mainly Onami, Okiku, and then a couple of rejects up there. Now, as you saw from yesterday's video on my tier list, I think Katakuri is the best yellow deck for OP06. Better than Enel, better than Yamato. It's just so good because of adjusting like fits in your life, as well as having these big tank cost big moms that can allow you to stall out against these lower decks that you might be running into, especially Sakatsuki's and Gecko Moiras. So that's why I like Katakuri better, and that's why I'm kind of high on it. So today we're going to start the showcase of OP06. Just a quick deck breakdown. I'm sure some of you are very familiar with Katakuri, but maybe some of you are not, right? So the whole purpose of this deck is that this leader ability, you get to attack for 7. You get to put 1 down on your leader, attack your opponent's life for 7, and they're able to look at the top of your life or top of their life. So the whole plan is that you look at your life to begin with, to kind of adjust where your life is. And sometimes if you're going against a yellow deck, it makes sense to look at their life and kind of move their stuff around as necessary. So then by putting stuff on the top or in the bottom of your life, you get to kind of adjust your triggers to get the most optimal value from those triggers against the opponent. Now, the new cards that we get here from OP06 are Onami. So Onami becomes a trigger that can just KO one of your opponent's characters. So this card replaces Thunderbolt pretty much, right? Because now you can just have Onami instead of Thunderbolt, and it has the option of giving you Banish if you need for some reason banish your opponent's card. Then we also get Okiku, which is a ridiculous card, by the way, because the only way that the opponent has a good way to deal with this card is by bottom decking this Okiku. Otherwise, when the Okiku dies, you're going to get to heal back up, and she just can stay there as a big 6k attacker into the opponent. And Okiku can get someone from trigger once the opponent has 3 life or less, so that's also important because you're able to attack into them with Katakuri, get them to 3 life if the opponent's a 4 life leader, and then be able to get Okiku from trigger after that. And then the other new card from OP06 is Reject, which is just a 4 mana event that just lets you KO any of the opponent 5 cost or lower characters, or if you want, you can just like take a life and deal 1 damage to the opponent. By the way, this doesn't actually have a cost, right? So like if you have 0 life in your side and the opponent has 1 life, you can just deal 1 damage to them for free. So this can be like a get out of jail card at the very end of the game, late into the game, where you have 0 life and opponent has 1 life, and you just go for this reject and take that last life out of them and then attack with your Katakuri for a bunch of damage, right? So that's the whole plan here with this reject, or to get rid of some of those fake pesky 5 cost blockers that you cannot target with Amaru. Like if you're going against, I don't know, like let's think of a Sabo, but not the turn that Sabo drops, but the turn after, you can play this reject to get rid of that Sabo, for example. Now, the rest of the deck is kind of built around the Big Mom Pirates. That's how I kind of prefer to play Katakuri. So our puddings here, just searching for a Big Mom Pirates. Our Perospero is so good because it's a 3 cost that you can play, and when it dies, it lets you look for another Big Mom card. Also, it's a trigger card, so if it's in your life, you get a free. You get to play this card from your life as a trigger. Obviously, the big signature card of this deck is 10 cost Big Mom. You play this 10 cost, and the opponent loses a life, and you get a life. And it's so good with this deck because again, you have all these trigger cards that you can just get as an additional life, and it keeps you healthy, and it's also a big 12k body that the opponent will not have to deal with for the rest of the game. We also have the Amande as a Big Mom Pirate, so it's just going to be a 2k counter, but can also be used in some edge cases to rest one of your opponent's 1 cost 2 or less character. And then we also play the 7 cost Big Mom. The 7 cost Big Mom is our other Big Mom Pirate, and it's kind of like a weaker version of the 10 drop where you just play her and you let the opponent choose between giving you a life or trashing their life. Either one of those is beneficial for you because it just gets you closer to kind of your win condition or gets you closer to a stall. The non-Big Mom cards in this deck are going to be our Bege, which is a 2k counter, and also a trigger that just completely stops one of the opponent's character's attacks. We have the Sanji, which a trigger again, also a blocker, and can also be searched by this pudding, right? So the pudding can search into the Sanji, which is kind of cool. And as a 5k unit, it can be hard for the opponents to easily remove this, right? So that's also really nice here. We have Gedatsu. Now Gedatsu is there as a way for us to remove the opponent's units, and it's a nice curve because we can play, let's say we play like Perospero when we have 3 or 4 done, then the next time we can play Gedatsu when we have 5 or 6. And then after that, we can play Big Mom, the 7 drop, and then etc. right? So it kind of ends up fitting in our curve really nicely because we can just drop this Gedatsu down, get rid of one of the opponent's units, and kind of go from there. It's also very nice if you're going against as a Sakazuki or Moria player. You can choose not to attack into their life, leave them at 4 life, so that when you play Gedatsu, you can get rid of any of their 4 cost units, right? So that's really a benefit of having Gedatsu as well. Then we have Satori, which is just going to be a 2k counter, but the important part of the Satori is that it's a trigger card. So again, another unit we can get from trigger. And after that, the last card is going to be the Amaru. And Amaru is a signature card because when you're at 1 life, it lets you kind of rest one of your opponent's 4 cost or lower units, which is usually going to be their blocker, and give one of your units 3k power. Even if the opponent has no blockers, you can still use this Amaru to give one of your units 3k power, which is more efficient than just using 2 Dawn on one of your units. So Amaru ends up being really nice. And guess what? It also has a trigger. So it lets you get another life. So you can literally move this to the bottom of your life. And then when the opponent thinks they're about to have lethal, you punish them with this Amaru, giving yourself another life and discarding 2 cards from your hand. So that's really the cards that we play in this deck. The strategy with this deck is very simple, right? You're going to play things on curve. Usually you want to go second. Every time you want to go second. The reason why going second is better is because it lets you play Perospero, right? When you have 4 down, you play Perospero for 3, and you can give 1 down to Katakuri and attack for 7. Then you play Gedatsu on your 6th down turn and have 1 down left over for Katakuri to attack for 7. Then you play 7 cost Big Mom, have 1 down left over, Katakuri for 7. So you get the idea. By going second, you're able to play your units on curve while still keeping a Dawn open for your Katakuri to get the value from his leader ability. If you go first, it's not the end of the world because we do have a lot of plays that we can do on Dawn 3, on Dawn 5, on Dawn 7, right? But it just means that you might have to be a little bit more, like you won't be able to activate your Katakuri ability as often as if you were going second. It also means that you're gonna not get to 10 down first before your opponent, so you won't be able to play your 10 card. So ideally, honestly, with Katakuri, you're playing things on curve most often than not. So it's going to be your Perospero into your Gedatsu or Kiku, and then into your 7 cost Big Mom, and then into your 10 cost Big Mom. Once you get to that 10 down turn, you're going to just be dropping these 10 cost Big Moms back to back to back. Once the opponent is low enough on life, that's when you're looking, how can I finish this game? In between you playing on curve, you're also probably getting at least 1 or 2 triggers from your life. So you're probably going to either have another attacker with Perospero or Kiku or Satori, or you're going to be able to kind of have a blocker or even remove some of the opponent's units with Onami, right? So that's what makes this deck kind of crazy, because you can just kind of play on curve and still get extra value from cards in your life. So yeah, that's the deck breakdown of Katakuri and how to play this deck, to be honest. It's a pretty straightforward deck to play. I will say Katakuri is a lot easier to play than something like Enel or non-yellow decks like Sakazuki. So it's an easy deck to pick up if you're a new player. Unfortunately, it's very expensive, right? I mean, we're not playing the Katakuri. We're not playing the 8-cost Katakuris. So it makes it a little bit cheaper than if you were playing 8-cost Katakuri. But these cards can still be a little bit expensive. But honestly, it's a lot better when you don't play Katakuri. Like I would recommend, if you're a new player, you can pick up this deck, because yellow is still gonna be good for the next couple of sets. Even with reject getting banned in OP07, we're only playing 2 reject here, so we can easily replace this card with anything else and completely still be in an absolutely good position. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna start the gameplay now. Again, we're gonna have 3 videos of Katakuri the next 3 days. So I hope that you enjoyed that content. I believe today we have a matchup against a Moria player, an Enel player, and a Queen player. So hope you enjoy the games coming soon. If you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. Enjoy the games. In this match, we're going against Gecko Moria. So we'll go second. We have the pudding. We don't have anything else, but I think with the pudding, it means that, you know, like we don't have the 10 cost Pokemon, we have the 7 cost. Okay, we also have the 10 cost now, so we can go pudding here, and that's our Perospero, so perfect, right? I think with the pudding, we were gonna be able to find a better curve, and that's exactly what happened, right? So we can go like this. Opponent's gonna get their what? Their Absalon here, maybe? Oh, their Hogback? Well, Hogback does nothing right now. Yeah, Hogback does nothing right now. I'm gonna counter out of this one. I want to see what's on top of my life first. I guess I should have just taken it. I wanted to see what's on top of my life first. Like, if it's an Okiku, I would have moved it further down. So they get the Sindri. So now they have this Perona, which is going to make me trash a card. And I guess we'll trash the Reject. They lose the Kusan. And losing the Kusan is huge, because Kusan is the way that the opponent really punishes me. Because the opponent decided to attack like this first, we can actually block this. So now when the Perona comes down, we don't have 5 cards. So we're no longer trashing a card, right? Because they absolutely want to play Perona here. So the opponent should have played Perona first, because now I put myself to play Amande Perona. So we only have 4 cards, so I'm not trashing. It also doesn't make any sense for them not to attack for more. Yeah, we take it, we go here, and we trash the Reject. We have Gedatsu, which means that we can actually kill this Perona. Let's attack here. I want to see if the opponent lets this die. Or if they give me cards from their hand. They are going to give me cards from their hand. That's interesting. Okay, perfect. So now we can go... I guess we need to go Gedatsu first, right? We need to go Gedatsu first, kill the Perona. And then we go like this. Look at my life. We'll place that in the bottom. I probably should have actually... I should have grabbed it. I should have grabbed it. It is... Sure. It is a get out of jail card later, but it's better for me to have rested their blockers and just push pressure into them. They can kill one of the Perosperos here, but like at this point I feel like I'm so far ahead that it doesn't matter, because I'm just gonna play 7 and 10 drop, right? My next 2 turns are already staged. We have an Amaru in the bottom. I probably want to move that Amaru back to the top. I do think I need that Amaru. What I can do is move it just 1 on top, so that I can make that decision when I get to 1 life whether I actually need that value or not. Opponent didn't get the Absalon yet, unless they have it in their hand. They have it in their hand, so they can play Absalon and kill the pudding, I guess. They're gonna have Moria next turn is what I'm guessing. Oh, it's just gonna be Hogback. I guess they can get the Perona, the 2k counter back to their hand. It probably makes more sense that way. Yeah, it probably makes more sense for them to get a 2k counter back to their hand, right? Yeah, they got the Perona for the trash. We'll go here. No, I can't. I don't want to play that. I don't want to play that, actually. I don't want to trash either one of my 2 cards in my hand. So the opponent goes for 4 here. They can play, I guess, something else. And then to take it. Okay, so we can just leave that Amaru in the bottom then, right? We can leave that Amaru in the bottom. We'll go like this. Opponent's gonna have to give me the life. They have to give me the life. There's no way you trash a life here. Yeah, so you give me the life. We know there's an Amaru in my bottom of my life. We'll see what this card is. And we still have all these units to just kill the opponent. Yeah. We go here to kill the Sindri. We go for 5, 5, 6, 7. We know you have a Perona, so you'll be able to get rid of the Sitsuke. If they go to 1, they're still gonna get punished by this 10 cost next turn. Ooh, they gave me another 2k there. They still have that Perona that they haven't shown me. Yeah, we put that in the bottom. So we have a Bege in the bottom and an Amaru right before that. We have another Amaru in our hand. So we're able to get rid of the blockers. So opponent can play their 10 drop here. Sorry, they can play their 8 drop. I don't know why I said 10 drop. We're gonna take them down, but if they play their 8 drop, they have to make sure that they pick Rebecca. If they don't pick Rebecca, they're gonna be in trouble. They can go to 6. think we let this one go. I think we go here. I think I'd rather have the counter. Because we're going to play this 10 cost Big Mom anyways. I guess I could have just overridden the Perona. And now I get punished by the opponent also playing Perona. So what? They're going to go Moira into Lucy? Or just going to be the Absalon? This still seems bad to me. I'm just going to 2k counter one of my units. So you go Absalon. You kill this. Still need to have a blocker. Yeah, we can still go 2k here. They have the Sabo. Okay, so they have the Sabo blocker. They trash 2 cards. Guess we go 5 here. They should take this, actually. I guess here's the problem. If they take this, I don't have to play 10 costs. So this is a problem, right? They took that, but I don't need to play 10 drop, right? I can just go 10, 11, and then go 11 twice. So now I can just go like this. 11 here, that's going to force 4 cards from your hand. And then we can go 11 again, because the Katakuri gets an extra 1k. I understand why he did it, because he expected me to play 10 cost Big Mom. But that's why we attack. That's why we attack the Perospero first, because there's 2 things that can happen. Opponent takes the life, and then we do this, or they block, and then we just play 10 costs, right? So the opponent decided to block here. That's still gonna force every single card from their life. We leave it in the top, and that's game. I guess it's not game. Opponent gets to survive, and then what? We just go, like we just do whatever. Remember that we have an Amaru, and now we have this beautiful 10 drop big ones that we can just trash with the Amaru. If it's a Rebecca blocker, if it's a blocker, I guess opponent gets to survive another turn. But that's not true, because we also have the pudding, right? So like we do have this pudding to attack, right? So the opponent will have to have a blocker, get rid of the pudding, and also get rid of my 2 units. Which I guess they cool. And if they did that, then we probably just drop the 10 drop and... Like, let's say that the opponent, I guess it depends. If this is like a Sabo blocker, then obviously we don't drop the 10 drop. But I was thinking, if it's a Rebecca blocker, the opponent would then have to also play, I guess they could have Rebecca into Sabo, and that would let them buy a lot of time. And then they will have to kill both units. But they have to kill both units, so I don't think they can play both Rebecca and Sabo, because if they do that, I have enough counters to save at least one of these. And then we still have 2 attacks. So I don't know. I think it was hard anyways. The moment that the opponent took that life last turn, they didn't expect me to just make this attack, and it was very obvious that I was just gonna do that. So GG's. In this matchup, we're going up against Queen. Okay, we'll go second, although they probably don't mind doing that because the opponent probably has access to what's it called? The they have access to that thing, the Sanji. So so they have the blocker. We don't have Gedatsu. Okay, we do have Gedatsu, right? So we can get rid of that blocker later. We can go here, and I think I'm gonna just play the Okiku right now. I could have played Pudding and attack for more, but I think I like the Okiku here. Because the opponent's going to start wanting to take their life, right? So this is going to give me value. I guess the opponent could have 1,000 worlds to get rid of the Okiku. If I had Perospero, then Perospero would have been better. I kind of want to counter this. I kind of want to counter this in case that the opponent plays the Edge Drake. If they play the Edge Drake, I want to get Gedatsu the Edge Drake. That's a worse, yeah, that's a worse blocker for us to deal with than the Flamingo, right? So we can get that to the Edge Drake, right? Which is exactly what we wanted to do. Oh, it's their life, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I thought it was just my life for whatever reason, right? Don't mind me doing that. You can tell that I haven't played Gedatsu in a while. So we get rid of the Dofi at least. And then we'll go here. Force the opponent to give me another one. Let's let them have that Dofi in the bottom for now. I know this could be a better trigger, but I think I don't like that Dofi letting them rearrange their deck. Okay. I think we start playing these Sanjis and these puddings while putting pressure with the Okiku. Ah, the 7 cost event. 7 cost event does do things. So we can go pudding here. I guess get ourselves the Amande. And go pudding again. Get ourselves nothing, right? Then we have 4 for Sanji, so we can attack here for 8. This time around, let's look at it again. Ah, I'm gonna put that in the bottom. I think the Red Rock is gonna be more dangerous against my Big Mom. Yeah, so we'll go like that. We know that the opponent has a Doflamingo blocker coming up, right? So we know the opponent has a Doflamingo blocker coming up. They're gonna play their Mihawk here, get rid of the Sanji. We are gonna attack for 5, and if the opponent takes that, then we can always play 10 cost. They should just block with the X-Drake, right? That's a free block. It is a free block. Wow. Yeah, they decided not to take it for whatever reason, so I guess we'll go here. The Onami could let me play around that last life. That's a Rat Rock. The opponent doesn't have enough cards to heal here just yet, unless they play one more card after this X-Drake. Red Rock is the problem there. They're gonna start putting a lot of pressure into us. We're gonna have to start looking for some triggers. If I had another Big Mom, I feel a lot better, but we didn't hit them here. Yeah, so now they can heal, right? While hiding under 3 blockers. We'll counter the 6K, because we're gonna be taking 9 and 9 here. Yep. We know we're gonna be taking 9 and 9, right? Ooh, that's not bad. That is not bad. I wish I had another Big Mom. So the opponent has 5 cards right now. Okay, so I think we just attack this X-Drake. Yeah, I think we focus on killing this X-Drake first. Let's place it in the bottom. We know that we can always heal up then. So instead of attacking into their units, I'm just gonna go like this, and into their life, sorry, I'm just gonna try to kill their stuff, right? So we're probably gonna play Pudding and Sanji, so there's gonna be 5 done. So we have 3 more to play with. It's gonna force the block no matter, it's gonna force the counter no matter what, right? Yeah, this is gonna force the counter no matter what. So I guess we just go for it this way. Let the opponent block. Yep. Then we go like this. Then we go like this. We get the 7 cost Big Mom. I guess it's better than nothing. The opponent's not gonna... I guess the opponent could trash their life. They need to play 2 cards to heal up. And that's what I wanted them to do, to start having to play their cards. We have a blocker and some counter, I guess. It's not great. But the opponent has to put a lot of down here. Another 7 cost, cool. If they get another Red Rock, it's gonna be a problem. Maybe they wanted me to block that? Okay, so they just have another... So if they have a 3-drop, they can play it. Otherwise, they're not healing. We know we have an Amaru in the bottom, right? So we know we have an Amaru in the bottom. So it makes me feel a little bit safer. Even if I have to take this life. Their last life is red rock. If they just attack for that, I think I just counter. If they attack with the edge streak, it makes it easy for me to kill. Okay, so it's gonna be a boa. Oh, that's so good. That is so good, because I did not want to play this Linlins. So if we go like this, we know they have a red rock. We know they have a red rock. If we attack for 5... If I go 7 cost Linlin, opponent's probably going to give me the life anyways. If I go here, opponent's just going to heal next turn, but now I have a second Linlin, and opponent's going to have to attack into this Linlin. The problem is the blockers that I had in behind. Like, if I go for 5 here, opponent's going to have to block or give me a card, right? They are going to block. Okay, so this changes things, right? Because I can now just attack into the edge strike. We know we have an Amaru. If I play 10 costs, I still get a life. Opponent still has to give me a card right here. And then they're going to give me a card here. If I go here, I can put more Dawn here. Attack it for 9. And then attack it for 12. And opponent's going to give me both blockers anyways, but then they heal up. I think it has to be 10 costs, right? I think it has to be 10 costs. If we go here, have them give me a card. So they're going to give me a card here. Okay, well, I guess they're going to give me both blockers. Yeah, I guess they're going to give me both blockers then. They decided to keep their cards. I'm letting them heal here, which is a problem. We know that's a red rock, right? The very last card is red rock. So they get to heal back to 2. And we're back to like shenanigans here. The opponent can have another big body, but now they're starting to run out of blockers, right? We know we have an Amaru here, so I'm not dying to this attack. Even if the opponent tries to go all in. And we can just trash the big moms. We can even play an Onami to attack with the Katakuri to make sure that we don't get punished by another trigger. I don't hate that. Like if the opponent heals here and doesn't summon any blockers, I don't hate that. So let's say that they heal. If they have no blockers, I'm chilling. I wish I had a second Amaru in my hand though. That would get rid of every blocker except for Edge Drake. Okay, so that changes things, right? Because Yamato lets them stay alive. But it's still the same thing, right? Opponent has no blockers. We're chilling. Oh no, they go back to 3. They go to 3, right? They go to 3, sorry. They go to 3. Wait, but we're still fine. It's just a matter of what that trigger is over here. So if one of these, which one do we want to get rid of? Right? We need to have, so I guess we can take a look at the life. We know that this is a red rock. So if we, oh no, okay, we can guarantee this, right? So we can go like this. 9. We're gonna look at their life. It's a Kaya. Kaya gives them a 2k. We're gonna put the Kaya in the bottom. We know that we're gonna banish whatever this card is, which is the one that Yamato gave them, which is an Edge Drake. We can go 9 again here, and we know the opponent's gonna get a red rock. Right? So this is a red rock. So the opponent can at most still only have 2 more 2k counters. So that's the red rock that we moved in all those times ago. So then we can go for 12, and that's the Kaya. And then we go for 14. and the opponent cannot stop it. We just needed to make sure that we could manage their life so that we didn't have to worry about any Bege or any Sanji or any Brulette triggers. And yes, right? And that's exactly what we did there. The Nami allowed me to kill one of their life, while the other life we could move it to the bottom. And that let us play around the 2 lives that the opponent added last turn. And we knew they had that red rock from like 4 turns ago that we didn't need to worry about giving it back into their hand because it wouldn't have been able to do anything. So perfectly played there at the end, even though it was a little bit of an awkward game there. So GG's. In this match, we're going against Enel. I'll go second. We have the Perospero and we have the Gedatsu, so I'm down to keep this. Oh, we even get the pudding here. That's so nice. Into the 10 cost. I think we won the 10 cost. That's 3 triggers that we just saw go to the bottom, by the way. Yeah, I think we won the 10 cost because we're going to be probably like a war of attrition here, right? We'll take this. We use the Sanji. Do I ever use this regen in this matchup? Do I ever use this regen in this matchup? I might actually use it, but I'm not going to use it right now. Let's go 5. Shura, okay. The opponent gets their own regen, right? Let's go 7. Place that in the bottom. So that's going to be a Satori that's in the bottom, right? And then we play here. The opponent kind of makes it so that my Gedatsu doesn't do anything, but I can still kill the Shura with the Gedatsu, so I think that's fine. We'll give you a 2k. You have the hole in your hand? You have the hole in your hand. Alright, so then we just go here. We'll attack for 5. I guess this attack doesn't matter anymore, right? We know that this is a Satori. So if we attack into it right now, the opponent's just going to be able to play that trigger and have an extra attacker. But then we have to trash 2 cards from their hand, which takes them down to 6, and the opponent's at 7 next turn. I think I'm down to do it. And looking at my life, and we leave it at the top, because that's not going to be an Okiku. So they have to give me 2 cards here, right? If they want to play that Satori. Oh, they just... Okay, so they decide not to play that Satori. If that's the case... Do we develop this Sanji? Do we attack with the Sanji? Probably not, right? I guess the opponent could have Gedatsu, so the Sanji can just die to the Gedatsu. So let's make it so that they can just give me a card. Let's force him to give me a card here. I don't want this to get punished by the Gedatsu, so let's just force him to give me the card. We can still get value here. If they're attacking to my life, we know we have Okiku. Yeah, we'll let them kill it. They can kill this too if you want to. Cool. 7, so I guess we can just grab the Big Mom here. So Big Mom into Big Mom, and then we'll have multiple attackers. I'm cool with this, right? We know we had the Okiku here. Yeah, so we can go 7 costs. Fits our life. Opponent goes for reject. Yeah, we'll go like this. Yep. We'll attack for 6. And we'll attack for 7. And I guess the opponent will be able to... Let's place that in the bottom. Opponent will be able to play Yamato next turn, right? But the problem is that they cannot play Yamato and survive the 10 cost, so they have to just go for it this way. We know we have a Bege in the bottom, so I think at this point we just go trigger, 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 right? I mean, sorry, we just go Big Mom, Big Mom, Big Mom. Cool. There's the Yamato, as expected. The opponent killed the Perospero. So I guess we'll take... I guess we have to take nothing. I just realized none of these are Big Mom cards. You attack me for 5. We'll say okay. We'll play the Okiku. And then we have this 10 cost, right? We have this 10 cost, which I think We can also just kill their board here. I'm not opposed to this, I guess. Because if I attack, the opponent will just be able to like do whatever they want. So we can go 8, 6. I'm down to get rid of their board. Let's go 5. Let's go 6. They have to give me the 2k. Okay, so they're gonna go down to 0 life. So you need to have another... Yeah, you need to have another Yamato here. Even if they heal back up, we just go Big Mom. So if they have another Yamato, they still almost lose. You have to go for 10, yeah. You have to go for 5, and you better hope that this is not a trigger, and it was. So now we have another attacker. You play Yamato, and you're not killing anything. And then we go like this. You're forced to do your thing. Okay, so then we go 5. They have to give me as many cards. Like they cannot take that life, right? So that's the last thing we want them to do, to take that life. Okay, yep. And now they're gonna not be able to trigger this, even if it is a trigger. So even if they attack, remember we have a Bege in the bottom, and we still have another Big Mom here. They will need to have a third Yamato now. And we saw a third one coming down here with the you are the one who should disappear. So the opponent had to use that third one there. No, I'm just gonna go like this, dude. Yeah, I'm just gonna go like this. I'm just gonna save my units. I'm just gonna save my units. Like, I can save one, and I can let whatever 2 you kill with Yamato, and then we still have Katakuri and Big Mom, right? The Big Mom is just so good in this matchup. Especially once we were able to get the opponent into a lot of pressure. So, GG's. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed those matchups against Enel, against Queen, and against the Moria player. I think obviously we had some pretty good advantage there against the Moria player. Just being able to play our stuff on curve. And yeah, I don't think there was a lot that they could do. Like, even with their blockers, I felt like we just had so much value. And it was like really hard for them to do anything from there and getting value there. Against that Queen player, it was an amazing that I was able to see that line at the end with the Onami into the Katakuri attack to just kind of readjust their deck. We would have lost again. We would have lost if the opponent had 2 triggers, right? If that Yamato and their Queen heal gave them 2 triggers that were blockers or a Bege, we would have lost, right? Because we could have only moved one of them. We have been forced to move one of them like to the bottom, right? And the other one was still would have been able to hit us when it came down to the last life. But we were able to manage through, and against an Enel player, it was kind of like a weird game. We were just like super aggressive, and they couldn't do anything about it just because we ended up having these Big Moms and just being able to kind of get rid of anything else that the opponent kind of threw at us. So yeah, that's it for us for today. We're going to have more Katakuri gameplay coming out tomorrow. If you liked today's video, make sure to like it below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. Enjoy your day.